Chapter 4: Historical and Primal Threats. Politeness does not fail quietly. It fails predictably, whenever pressure enters the system. History is not moved by decent men. It is reshaped by those willing to fracture norms when survival demands it. Every fallen court, collapsed empire, and erased leader shares a common feature: hesitation disguised as virtue. Look at collapsing regimes. In their final phase, leaders double down on etiquette, procedure, and restraint. They seek consensus while enemies consolidate force. They negotiate while borders harden. They speak of civility while power is being seized elsewhere. Politeness becomes a delaying tactic for men who cannot act decisively without moral permission. This pattern is ancient, and it always ends the same way. Rome did not fall because of brutality. It fell because its elites became allergic to conflict while surrounded by men who were not. Senators debated decorum as legions shifted loyalty. Courtesy outlived strength. When force finally arrived, it was not dramatic, it was administrative. Rome was inherited by those willing to act. The same dynamic repeats in organizations, tribes, and families. Polite leaders preserve process. Predators preserve advantage. When the two collide, process loses. Nature offers no mercy here. Wolves do not challenge the loudest or most aggressive member of the pack, they challenge the hesitant one. The wolf that lowers its head, delays response, or over-signals submission becomes a target. Not because it is hated, but because it is safe to attack. Human beings did not evolve away from this logic. We learn to mask it with language. Tyrants understand this intuitively. They do not rise by being cruel at first. They rise by exploiting polite systems. They push boundaries incrementally, knowing resistance will be delayed by appeals to fairness, civility, and dialogue. Each delay becomes precedent. Each concession rewrites the power map. By the time politeness recognizes the threat, escalation feels unreasonable. That is the trap. The polite man always reacts one step too late because he is waiting for moral certainty in a system that rewards speed. Even revolutions follow this law. The most dangerous phase is not chaos, it is restraint. When those in power hesitate to enforce boundaries, others test them. Testing becomes probing. Probing becomes occupation. Occupation becomes replacement. Politeness accelerates this process because it removes cost from defiance. At a primal level, authority is sustained by credible consequence. Not cruelty, consequence. When consequences are delayed, softened, or justified endlessly, they lose credibility. Others learn they can advance without penalty. The polite man teaches people how to defeat him simply by waiting him out. This is why predators study etiquette. They use it as camouflage and timing. They speak the language of respect while positioning for dominance. They exploit the gap between what polite men believe should happen and what power actually allows. That gap is where authority is stolen. Modern environments are no different. Corporations fall to internal coups disguised as restructures. Leaders are removed, gracefully. Influence shifts quietly. The polite man calls it politics. The predator calls it efficiency. The threat is not theoretical. It is active. It operates daily, invisibly, wherever hierarchies exist. If you do not impose boundaries early and decisively, you will be tested repeatedly. If you delay long enough, you will be bypassed entirely. History punishes hesitation without emotion. Nature does the same. This chapter is meant to end any remaining fantasy that politeness is safe under pressure. It is not. It is a luxury afforded only to those who already dominate. For everyone else, it is a liability that compounds with time. If you remain polite when pressure rises, you are not moral. You are preparing your own replacement. What matters now is not understanding the threat, but removing the behaviors that invite it. That surgery comes next.